All right, we are in. Okay. All right. Who's ready for a little post-fight talk about last night? Let's get situated here. Still on the move, but just got some time here to do this little discussion. Of course, I'm gonna be back on tomorrow, just in case I got to dip out. Um, but yeah, definitely had to come in tonight, this evening, and kick it and talk about some of these fights, man. But yeah, we'll definitely be back on tomorrow, live and really get in depth and maybe do an open link just to get some people's thoughts. But yeah, let me give maybe like let's see, 2 or 3 minutes. We get started maybe like 3 minute mark or the 4 minute mark here. Daniel Daniel Edwards. I almost always want to say Danielle. I don't know because I don't know. It's just I know somebody with the name Danielle and I always say Danielle, but Daniel Edwards. Shout out to Daniel Edwards. He said he's listening from the UK. He's gonna be quiet because he's going to sleep. All right, just play it and listen. Listen while you sleep, man. It's all good. And Lolita said, aside from UFC, are you gonna discuss BKFC? Um, I'm gonna probably talk about that tomorrow. I'm gonna probably talk about the BKFC tomorrow because there's some things, I think we're all at the point where we're not tired of Paige Van Zant as far as like I'm not mad at her or anything like that. Like I'm not frustrated with her, but I'm just kind of tired of seeing her in the world of combat sports. You know what I mean? Like especially when it's just like kind of milking off of her name, So that's something I'll probably talk about tomorrow with Paige Van Zant. I mean, I picked Rachel Ostovich to beat her because Rachel was actually doing a good job when they fought um, in the UFC as far as her stand up. I thought Rachel Ostovich was doing well with her hands on Paige, um, their first fight, and if you put them in a situation where they're just throwing hands, this is what's going to happen. So I thought that Rachel was going to win, and I think Paige's mind is just in a more so get money mindset. It's not really in a win a win type of mindset. I just don't think that Paige is in that type of goal where it's about getting belts and setting a legacy. Um, she's got her own brand, and that's what she needs to stick with. Her brand is her figure, her face, and it could be something in training, like training combat sports or like boxing aerobics or something like that, but not as far as actually getting into the octagon or the ring with somebody. Um, you could really wind up messing up your money maker. You know what I mean? Like, so for Paige, I mean, that's really all I have to say as far as her. Like, um, she's getting it. She's got a big payday from bare knuckle boxing, but fans are only going to deal with this for so long. They're not really going to want to continue to pay to see her lose. I mean, you already had a main event in Paige Van Zandt who was 0-1. Is she really going to be a main event now at 0-2? So I don't think this is really going to be some situation where she's going to be able to ride it out. And nobody stays in bare knuckle boxing for years and years. I mean, that's just too much on the body. I mean, I think she's doing right, getting hers right now. Um, Hang on one second. Oh snap! Hold on. Oh, Lolita said I do that. I play when I'm going to sleep sometimes, and I can go to sleep. Okay, cool. That's good to know. um, I had, I worked at a telemarketing place one time, and somebody was like, they like my voice, like for radio or something, for like storytelling. Um, this was like when I was a teenager. I was working at a telemarketing place, and the lady was like, "Oh man, like you should be on radio or something like that." So that's funny. Yeah, no, I'm not really you know, if I want to see, well, no, like Paige, like yeah, she's an attractive woman, but I'm not gonna pay to just see her get her behind whooped like that. Like if you're not coming to perform, I don't want to see it. I'd rather just invest my money in these top level fighters. Bungalow said Paige would have been so much better off if she humbly accepted the decision. Yeah, I saw her kind of walk off, but I don't know. She knows she didn't win that fight. Yeah. But yeah, man, I wanted to get on here real quick and talk about these fights real quick. Um hang on one second. Just a second. Yeah, yeah, let's go ahead and jump on this because I ain't gonna be on here too long here. But yeah, I want to talk about these fights this past weekend. Diana Belbita and Hannah Goldie, real quick. I didn't really have a dog in this fight. I thought that this was just going to be like a, up in the air type of fight. It was a coin toss. Hannah Goldie's been out for 2 years. Diana Belbita, she's on a three-fight losing streak. She chose to move down to 115, which to me was probably a good. It was probably a good bet for her, because she looked good at 115. She had the range and the reach. She utilized it well against Hannah Goldie. I don't think that Hannah Goldie uh, looked bad in this fight. Like she didn't look awful. This fight actually turned out to be an entertaining matchup. Goldie versus Belbita, they put on a good fight, and that's why I'm saying like some of these fights, the ones that we always kind of count out and say, oh, that's just kind of like a throwaway fight. Those are the fights that usually turn out to be like good barn burners or just entertaining matches, don't y'all think? I mean, this was a good fight. This has really turned out to be a good fight. It was entertaining, like I said, and I think Belbita put on a good show. Had a goal that she tried. She put on a good effort all the way to the end. There was that scare at the end when she took Belbita down and damn near like ground and pound, finished her with ground and pound, but Belbita survived. But with that, I don't think it was like a fight to make me put them in. It wasn't a fight to make me put Belbita in like the high rankings. You know what I mean? Like it to say, oh man, like she's a big threat now. Like she's like in Lamos territory. You know what I mean? But Belbita definitely showed some promise at this weight. She utilized her size and her reach well at times. Um, she didn't she didn't go in for the finish like she should have, which is going to be dangerous. Like she cracked Hannah Goldie a couple of times and could not finish her off. Um, just so many things in there I seen where if she was to step up her game against some of the better strawweights, there'd be a problem. But it's like I said, it was just one of those lower tier unranked fights where you get a good matchup. It was like Myra Buena Silva and Marina Moreau. you know, um, y'all seen that fight? Marina Moreau and Myra Buena Silva threw down. That was a good fight. That was like a good unranked fight. That's kind of like what this was. Let me see what y'all talking about. I'm what's the other channel? I just don't want to look at the screen. I just want to listen. Yeah, yeah. There's some channels I'm like that with Lolita. I just like to hear. I like to play it and lay down. Play stuff and just kind of lay down. Um, MJ said I was impressed with Bell Beater and her stand up. Yeah, I was impressed with her reach in this fight in her right hand. Bungalow said Paige could learn a lot from Miranda on how to take a loss even when it's undeserved. Yeah, Miranda, I could tell she was upset, but it was like she said she thought if y'all saw her Instagram, she's like, I thought I had bad eyes. But yeah, we're gonna talk about that too before I get off. I ain't gonna be on here, but maybe like another 20, 25 minutes. Yeah, yeah, Belbita could have stopped Hannah Gordy though. Belbita cracked her with that one right hand and had her on the fence, but she let Goldie just tie her up and smother her. She just let her kind of find time to recover. So I was like, oh man, she's not a finisher. She's not a good finisher, man. And I think that's gonna be a uh that's definitely it's a takeaway from a fighter. It's definitely a minus because when you start getting in there with the big leagues, you got to know how to finish fighters. But yeah, overall good fight. I wouldn't like I said, I won't put Belbita in that mix with some of those other threats yet. M- I'd like to see her matched up with Loma Labutni, honestly. Let's see that type of style. Like I know Loma Labutni's a little bit shorter, but I want to see how they would match up. Let's see if she can handle that type of pressure and them type of kicks from that type of strawweight. Yeah, that would be a good fight. So Sarge and Elise Reed. I think we all know what this was, man. Oh, hang on. MJ said Belbita was a flyweight. I think that Maycee and Lipsky also should go to 115. Yeah, yeah. Belbita was on a 3-fight losing streak. Yeah, she was on a 3-fight losing streak at flyweight, so she moved down. And yeah, Maycee needed to go back down to 115. And Lolita says she likes Loma. Yeah, yeah, Loma's good. I like Loma. I like her style. But yeah, Elise Reed. Shout out to Elise Reed. I understand like why these fighters they want to take that opportunity, but to me, I just think that sometimes you have to put an opportunity on the back burner, man. You just can't just take it. Some people are going to tell me, "Oh, you don't know. You from the outside looking in, you don't know what these fighters are going through." But still, man, it's like I know, I know, because it's like an opportunity will be given to you, but you might not be ready for it. You might know that's what you want in the future, but just because it's offered to you now doesn't necessarily mean you have to take it, especially the fight game, man. It's like I know Elise Reed is 4-0 and she has a belt in Cage Fury and they're going to be watching her and they're going to throw an offer at her to come into the UFC, whether it be late replacement or contender series or whatever. But I think it's a situation where you have to be strong enough to say, I'm not ready yet. Let's hold off on that. And they might threaten you and say, well, we won't sign you next time when you try to come to the UFC. But I think that's just something you have to kind of play out because in all reality, this is just kind of a situation where they're using you for their benefit, because Sarge, her opponent had to pull out and boom, they needed somebody. So they're going to say, okay, let's grab her. Kind of like when Manon Firo lost her opponent, Marina Moreau, they said, all right, let's grab Tabitha Reach. You want a contract? Let's go. And it's like the wrong people are, you know, I'd say that the people in the corner are telling them the wrong thing. Let me just put it that way. I won't say they're the wrong people, but the certain people are just telling them the wrong thing by saying, yeah, you need to take that opportunity. You 3-0, you 5-0, you can grow in the UFC. Not necessarily, man, because if you rush into the UFC, you would just be facing hard ass fight after hard ass fight, Let's be real. And that's how it usually goes for some of these fighters that come in there premature. So yeah, the Sarge and Elise Reed fight, yeah, it was mismatched to the fullest. This was a weight where Elise Reed didn't need to be. Maybe if she came in at yeah, yeah, Mr. Lee. Mr. Lee said he hated the fight. Yeah, it was something that didn't need to happen. Like it was a fight that just did not need to happen because you have promised same thing they did to Tanisha Tennant. Putting her in there with putting her in there with a featherweight instead of a bantamweight. They they should have signed Tanisha and had her in the bantamweight division. But Elise Reed, promising strawweight, give her a few more fights, let her defend her belt at 115. Bring her in the UFC at 115. Don't bring her in against a big, strong flyweight. Bantamweight really, because Sarge is a bantamweight for the past 3 years, right? You Sarge has been a bantamweight for the past 3 years, and she's moving back down to 115. She's got the experience. and she's got the know-how. So do you really think? And this was a situation where they probably looked at record. They come on. I know Sarge is 6-6, but you put a 6-6 in there with a 4-0 that's below their weight class, they're going to get outclassed. They're going to get outclassed, and that's what happened in this fight. Sarge went in there and destroyed. First round, she destroyed her. And it was a fight and a beating that could have been avoided just by getting Sarge a legit flyweight. Call up Molly McCann or somebody. Hit up Courtney Casey, move her up. I know Courtney got another fight, but hey, give Courtney give Courtney the fight. Put some pressure on Marina Moreau. Say you gotta take this fight or we're gonna cut you. You know what I mean? Like if you want to be in the UFC, tell her, hey, take this fight with Sarge. We need a replacement flyweight. Don't grab a strawweight from another organization. Come on. Same thing they did with Tabitha Ricci. Tabitha Ricci was like 5-0, looking good as a strawweight. And then you want to come up there and get a beat down from a known Firo. Come on, man. So, let's see. And yeah. Aside from the mismatch, yeah, like MJ said, hold on, was that you, MJ? He said, yes, she was yeah, here it is. Aside from the mismatch, like MJ said here, Sarge was in good shape. That was probably the best highlight. That was probably like the highlight of uh, their matchup to me. That was the highlight of the matchup between Sarge and Elise Reed. Seeing Sarge make 125 and look good, strong, and athletic. I mean, her build looked good. She looked good at the weigh-in. She didn't look, off. She didn't look like deflated. She looked sharp, and she came out sharp. She came out ready to go and ready to press the action. So I was impressed with that. Whatever Sarge is doing right now, she's got to continue to do that. Sarge has got to continue to make the moves like she's doing if she wants to call out Valentina like she did. After the fight, she called out Rujo, Andrade. Did she call out Jessica I? And of course, she called out the champion. But you got to keep that momentum going with whatever she's doing as far as keeping her weight. Man, I'm gonna really, really be impressed if she can stay at flyweight for another 3-4 fights. If she can do 3-4 fights, well, if she could do maybe 2 or 3 fights and then get a title shot, that would be excellent, man. Sarge already had a good track record at flyweight. She was dominating fighters like Roxanne and Lauren Murphy. Lauren Murphy says she's never really been dominated, but I thought Sarge did a good job on Lauren. So Sarge just gotta stay at it, stay at 125 the right way. Don't be moving up in like high weights, during off time. Don't be blowing up to like 150, 160. Man, I see big things for Sarge, man. Like if I had my way to match Sarge up right now, um, I would put Sarge. Let me see. The Sarge is already ranked at bantamweight, and she's been around. She was on the contender series. So if I had my way right now, if Sarge is going to be at 125, I would put Sarge in there with either Jennifer Maya. Yeah, I would give her Jennifer Maya right now. And Jennifer Maya, and then I would put her in there. Maybe one fight in between, but I would go ahead and put her in there with one of the gatekeepers. Sarge is friends and training partners with Caitlin Chikagan, so no, that fight's not happening. So Sarge would have to fight Jessica Andrade. Yeah, excuse me. I would give Sarge Vivian Araujo first, dominate her, get her out of the way, and then take on the gatekeeper in Jessica Andrade. If you could beat them 2 fighters, I would say, yeah, she's got a title shot. Yeah, BJ. Yeah, Sarge versus Jillian Roberts. Oh man, I think Sarge gonna get that, man. Sarge too strong, man. Sarge needs to keep going up from here. No, let's see Sarge. If Sarge wants Jessica I, give her that, and then give her Arujo Andrade, and then the champion. But I think she just need to keep going up from here. I think this is the right weight for Sarge. Sarge proved herself at flyweight, and she needs to pick up where she left off. Sarge already, beat Roxanne before, like I said, and Lauren Murphy. So, pick up where she left off. Yeah, Lolita. Yeah, Sarge and Andrade would be crazy if she can get by Arujo and continue to look good. Yeah. MJ said, "What do you think about Maycee Barber training with Team Alpha Male?" I don't know. It didn't really seem like it did a big thing for her. I think she needs somebody. I think she needs some people that are really going to help her with her style and not afraid to mold her into more of a fighter that can use her weight and size. Like, I don't know. I don't, I'm not seeing anything great coming out of Maycee Barber. I mean, I like her attitude. I like the work you know, that she puts in as far as wanting to fight. But Maycee, I think she needs a she. Let me see. That's a question. Who would be a good team for her? Who would be a good team for Maycee right now? Maycee Barber. Who's gonna really get her into a mode where she can have reach her full potential? Hmm, that's a question. Miss Lee said, "Welcome to the UFC. We hope you don't get injured, so we can't use you again." Wow. Bungalow said, "Fulton video is called Death Dives in the Sea. Lots of insight into the fraud prevalent in the early MMA history." Hmm. I want to check that out. Hold on. Let me go back up. What you talking about? Good video on Travis Fulton, the fighter who just hung himself. Yeah, I heard about that over them pleading guilty to that sick stuff he was doing. Yeah. Exposes how he padded his record, how many of those wins are fresh. But damn. Yeah, I'm gonna check that out. Travis Fulton. Okay. Yeah, Lolita said Maycee didn't look that good. Yeah. Yeah, Travis, he died. He killed himself. He offed himself. Yeah, Alpha Male got, yeah. They got Calvillo and Cody Garbrandt. I don't know. Marcus Bell, what's up, man? Yeah, I think overall though, Sarge needs to go up from here. No more fighting down. I think the names that she called out, she needs to get. I think her cardio, if she can keep on weight, her cardio is probably going to be better than Vivian Arujo, and I can see her lasting Vivian Arujo. Vivian Arujo does have a better jab and better commitment to striking, but if it goes to the ground, I think that's going to be Sarge's game, and I think Sarge has a better gas tank. I mean, what do y'all think? Yeah, MJ, yeah, that might be why they kind of throw her in there. Like, I don't want to think of her as like a hype job, but they want to make her that. Like, I think she has potential to be better, but they're just not pushing her the right way, in my opinion. And that's just me. Like, that's just me. So let's go ahead and talk about this fight before I get off of here. All right, BJ. BJ, I heard your thoughts on Maverick versus Maycee Barber. I put out my post fight thoughts on it, which I'll go back and talk about the actual fight, which I didn't do. I'm gonna go look at it round by round because I'm gonna tell y'all Miranda Maverick was robbed. And I've already told y'all before, I don't use that term a lot unless there is really a situation where I see a fighter that worked hard and I think that they've done enough, and then all of a sudden they just turn around and give it to this person. That's a robbery. That's what happened last night. That's what happened last night. It was like they ignore the effective work that Miranda Maverick was doing in the first round, in the second round. It was like they just based this fight off of what happened in the third round. Like, what type of judges are these, really? So that's what we're talking about right now. And what you said last night, BJ, in your video, like I disagree with, man. Like the first round, Maverick was effective. That round could not have been a draw. Like everybody, were y'all missing the body attack? Like Miranda Maverick was actually doing the better striking. Y'all missed the body attack? Did y'all not see like the effective body kicks she was landing and backing Maycee up, and she was front kicking her and making her like, kind of reel back into the fence, and she hit her with a good left uppercut, knocked her head back. I was like, yo, she was landing good punches. Like, come on, like what was everybody missing? Like, was I imagining this? Like, I know I picked Miranda and I know her and I'm a fan of her, but like I'm gonna call what I see. Like, I'm definitely gonna tell her that wasn't her best performance, but at the same time, I can tell you it was damn sure enough to win a fight. It was damn sure enough to win a fight. Like, if I was in her corner that night, I would have said, "Yeah, we did it. You bagged it. First round and second round was solid. You bagged it." That's how confident I was. Because second time I watched the fight, I almost didn't even want to watch the third round again. I was like, "This is it. She already won." I was like, "She already did it." I was like, "Maycee got to get a knockout. We know Maycee can't knock her out." And that's another thing we're not giving Miranda Maverick credit for. She took her best punches and never got hurt. Like Miranda was walking her down. First round, Miranda walked her down. Miranda put the pressure on her. Oh yeah, don't forget, y'all. BJ's about to do an interview in a minute, so I'm gonna get off here in like maybe another 10 minutes. So I know BJ got an interview, so we're gonna tune in there. BJ got this interview with. Go ahead and tell him in the comment section, BJ. That's on you. You can surprise him on that. Um. So yeah, Miranda Maverick first round was not a feeling out round to her. Miranda Maverick was getting off to an early start. She built up an early lead. She was putting the pressure on Maycee. Maycee wanted to feel out round, but Miranda Maverick chose to fight. She wanted to go on the back foot, but Miranda wanted to fight. She was landing body kicks. She was landing her straight left hand. She was landing on the inside. She landed a good uppercut, like I said, and knocked Maycee head back. And did y'all not hear Uriah Faber in the corner? He was like, "You got to hit something." He was like, "Maycee, you got to hit something," because he knew that Maycee was missing. Maycee Barber was throwing a lot of shots and she was missing. And Miranda was like dipping out at a nice angle too. Like, y'all missed that. Like Maycee came in one time with like a right hand. I think it was a left hand. She tried to step in with a left hand, like a big bomb. And Miranda just made her miss by stepping out at an angle. Like Miranda was striking smart. Like, so everything we were saying, oh, she can't stand with her or do this and do that, you know, Miranda was actually holding her own with the striking in this fight. So her striking is better than all y'all think. Good striking all around the first round to me. It was not a feel out round. She won the first round. Then the second round, she definitely won again because again, she was out striking her same way, but she turned up the pace a little bit. And Maycee got like what? One takedown, and then that wizard, Miranda got back up. So that was not an effective takedown. And then Maycee tried to clinch to the fence. Miranda got out of that. Miranda scored a takedown at the end of the round, wound up on the back, was going for a rear naked choke, and she finished the round strong. So a takedown and more strikes in the second round bags that round. First round was not a draw. It was Miranda's hands down. And then third round, without a doubt, I think we can definitely say that Maycee Barber won that. So what fight was everybody watching, huh? The people that think that Maycee did enough to win. Yeah, I missed something? Yeah, like I was scoring the fight just like a fight. Like I watch each round is one fight, First round is its own round. I watched it, check. Okay. That one's out of the way. Get out of the way. All right. Next time, second round. All right. That's one round. Okay. Miranda won that. Check. That's it. Moving on to the third. All right. Miranda looked a little faded this round. She took some hits here. Maycee put a little bit more pressure on her. All right. That's Maycee's round. Miranda started off stronger, had a better second round. She won the fight. How hard is that? Yeah, he said the judges. Yeah, I want to know too. Like, I want to know how these judges score a fight. Like, I've seen the cards, I see the cards, and it's pretty like self-explanatory if you look at the cards. Like, but I know what you mean. Like, I want to know their actual mindset. Like, what are they going into when they say, I want to, okay, give this person that round instead of this person? Or are they judging it off who they don't like? I don't know. Okay, yeah, Lolita, you heard him say that. Mr. Lee, you heard him say that. Yeah, I thought, yeah, like, come on, like, Uriah Faber, her own trainer knew that she was not doing enough in that first round. Like, she lost the first round, and then um, the second round, DC and who's the other commentator last night? They were like, Miranda Maverick is up on the striking number. She's landing significant strike, and then DC was like, that was a good way to cap off the round for Miranda Maverick, in that top position. When she had Maycee Barber on her back, she was like, good way to cap. He was like, good way to cap it off, right? And then at the beginning of the third round, he was like, he was like, Macy's really got to impress the judges here. She's really got to do something impressive. Basically saying that she needs a finish. He was like, oh, he's got to really. He was like, Macy, she's really got to do something impressive here to win this fight. And in my how I take that, my interpretation is that he's saying she needs to get a finish. Maycee Barber called out Jessica I, and I responded. Hmm. I don't know in that fight either, man. Like, Jessica I's got the experience, man. Like, Jessica I got the experience to handle anything Maycee got in that fight. Like, that approach that Maycee had, I think Jessica I would have fun with that as long as she don't get hit with the big punch. I think Jessica I has that pressure and rugged style, but I don't know if she would show that same type of angle. See, Miranda Maverick actually showed some good angles in this fight. Her angles were good, and she didn't get hit. She didn't get hit a lot. I say the only thing is that Miranda did kind of fade in the third round, and she didn't shut it down. Like, yeah, like that was my key to victory for Miranda. You got to finish her, because Miranda's gonna come on strong. You got to finish. You got to finish Maycee Barber. There is no quitting Maycee Barber. I give her credit for that. There's no quit in her. You got to finish her off. The boss said that was one of the worst decisions. Like MJ said, I'm not a fan, but I think that I got robbed in that fight with Jennifer Maya. I could see that. I could definitely, yeah, I could see that because I was talking about it in my other video. Yeah, I could see that. MJ said Maycee thinks that I is an easy win. That's why she did it because, yeah, like why call her out? Why not call out Vivian Arujo? Like, call out Vivian Arujo instead of Jessica I. Jessica I is coming off the loss, and she's gonna be out for a while because her head getting stitched up. So, okay, Marcus said, basically Jessica I said she's gonna spank Maycee, which might very well be true, man. Because like Jessica I's got the experience and the knowledge on how to handle a fighter like Maycee Barber. Because Maycee, honestly, before I get off of here, I don't think Maycee didn't really show any great improvements in this fight to me. To me, she showed a little bit more of what she could be against Alexa Grasso. But this fight here, she just had a slow start, and she was showing way too much respect to Miranda. So Miranda took the lead in the first and second round, and pretty much bagged them. I mean, look at the strike numbers. We can look at the strike numbers. Yeah, yeah. If I fights Maycee Barber, if I fights Maycee Barber, um, It's levels above. Yeah, yeah. There's too many levels in that. It's just too many levels. Like everything that I've seen in Maycee in the past 3 fights or 4 fights, Jessica I's already seen. Jessica I is still getting wins. Jessica I can still get a win over Caitlin Chikagian, right? Jessica I can still beat Vivian Araujo, right? We might disagree with the decisions, but she can stay in there and she can handle those type of fighters. In MJ's eyes, she beat Jennifer Maia, right? So look at the level that Jessica I has been on. Like, I'm not a big Jessica I fan, but Jessica I is on a certain level. Jessica I, Valentina's on the resume. Caitlin Chikagian's on the resume as a win. Vivian Araujo's as a resume is on a resume as a win. And then again, Jennifer Maia, close fight with her. So she's got those names where I don't think Maycee Barber's going to show her anything different. So if she call out Jessica I, she might be getting something she don't want. She'll go back on she's going to break her 1-fight winning streak right now. Because let's be real, to beat Jessica I, you got to stop her, like Valentina did. You don't stop her, she's going to keep coming. Like Jessica I does. Jessica I is similar to Maycee Barber when it comes to, well, Maycee's similar to Jessica I. They both have no quit. You got to finish them, or you got to dominate them. Honestly, I remember Maycee called out JoJo a while back. Maycee called out JoJo. She said if she beat Alexa Grasso, she called out JoJo, but I think JoJo Carter would beat Maycee Barber in a dog fight. I think Maycee is not ready for that type of dog fight because JoJo has better striking and she's much more committed to her front kicks and her jabs. She would tear Maycee up. Like that's the type of styles JoJo like. JoJo likes an open fighter that's gonna come right at her and give her a scrap. Not necessarily like the technical fighters, but Maycee called out JoJo a while back, and I said no, and JoJo would piece her up. Yeah, so why don't she go back on that? Call her out. Yeah, Naabash. Maycee's not ready for the top 10. Yeah, she would spank her. Yeah, put Maycee in there with Montana. And I will say this too, BJ, if you listening, Miranda's striking is better than Montana. That striking was very effective. Miranda Maverick striking was very effective on Maycee Barber last night. Let me just put it that way. She outworked her, she outlanded her, and her stand-up game, it seemed to nullify her work rate, Maycee Barber's work rate. Maycee was getting hit to the body. She didn't really like it to the body, so she went on the back foot. Second round, where was this? Where was the big power puncher of Maycee? I didn't see it. Did anybody see the big bad power puncher Maycee that we were expecting? Like, why was she not coming forward? Why was she not trying to stand toe to toe with Miranda? Like Miranda was standing her own ground in this fight, so you got to give her credit. Miranda took her best punches, and I'd say what the biggest thing she landed was that spinning back fist. But other than that, Miranda walked through that and still was coming at her. So in my opinion, yeah, I think Miranda, she definitely did enough to win the fight. Like I can't say in any way that this takes away from Miranda Maverick as part of my triple threat. Miranda's still up there because she has the skill. She did more than enough to win this fight. She won her 2 rounds. Maycee didn't really show any great offense in this fight, so her skill sets to me is still going to go far. And whatever Miranda Maverick feels like she needs to work on from here, it's only going to get better. Like she feels she didn't win the fight or she didn't do enough. I think from here, Miranda Maverick, she's going to work on it. It's only going to make her better. So she go back to the drawing board and say, okay, this needs to improve. It'll improve because if she feels like she didn't do enough to win, and we know she did in this look, then she's just gonna polish up what she did what she did right the first time and make it better. And hopefully, set up them power punches and knock her out next time, knock out Maycee or knock out whoever she fights from here or try to stop them. Lolita said Maycee has potential. Yeah, she got potential. She's got potential. She's got potential and heart. She's got a lot of that. But I think Miranda has potential and skills. Like nothing was wrong with Miranda's skill set to me, in my opinion. Maybe just the let up in the third round, and that's not really a skill thing. That's just something you have to learn about IQ, add to your IQ. Miranda just has to turn it up in the third round next time, and look to close the show. Fighting is like a rhythm, it's like a rhythm. I think Amanda Nunes can pick her rhythm now. People talked about her cardio, but she's got a rhythm to the fight game. MJ said Team Alpha Male will end Maycee Barber. Dang. Yeah. If this is a little setback for Miranda and they don't give her another high opponent, put Miranda in there with Montana De La Rosa. I think Miranda's gonna have fun with that fight. I think Miranda's gonna outstrike Montana, and I think that'll be a fight she can win even on the feet. Like, don't even give Montana a challenge. Just keep it on the feet. Outstrike her and just beat her up that way, piece her up. But definitely not a setback as far as her skills to me. I think they just kind of set that up to break Maycee Barber's 2-fight losing streak. That's my opinion. I think they just wanted to end her fight streak. Oh yeah, y'all make sure y'all hit the like button too. And I'm about to get up out of here now though. I'll be back on at 7 tomorrow though. Dang, Bungalow said, Bungalow said Lauren never been finished, but that's going to change the 24th. I don't know, man. I mean, it's possible. It's possible, but we'll see. We'll see. Lolita says Maycee better than Paige. I think so. Yeah, I think Maycee is in a better place mentally when it comes to how she approaches the fight game. I think Maycee is. Yeah, I think Macy's better than Paige. Yeah. I mean, that could all take a 180 though. In the matter of who she links up with is, her training, her trainers for, the long term. Oh, Lolita says should be working. Okay. Yeah. But yeah, I'll be back on tomorrow at 7, y'all. But yeah, that's about all I wanted to talk about for right now. I think BJ is gonna have a surprise guest on No Filter MMA now. So I'm gonna go over there and listen to that. Yeah, so go over to No Filter MMA and check out his interview. Well, I'll go ahead and tell you it's Pam Bam Sorensen. He's gonna be interviewing Pam Bam Sorensen on his channel right now. So I'm gonna check that out. So yeah, guys, before I get out of here, yeah, shout out to everybody in the chat. Um, yeah, we'll be back on tomorrow and talk more about this when I'm actually, at home chilling. And yeah, like always, make sure y'all subscribe. Yeah, Pam Source, yeah. Like always, make sure y'all subscribe and just hit the thumbs up on the way out. And yeah, that usually helps my notifications go up now. So that's been helping when y'all hit the like button. So yeah, guys, appreciate everybody's talking points as always. And yeah, I'll be on 7 p.m. tomorrow. Combo Breaker 99. I'm out. Subscribe. Peace.